So I read all of the comments that you guys comment. And in the comment section for our review of Its Name Was Mormo, we had a person by the name of Bristol1312 recommend, or at least I shouldn't say recommend. That's not fair. They just said, have you reviewed Puzzle Box, which is a found footage film? And I took that as a recommendation, I guess. And I went and looked, and it is available to rent on VOD, but it is the cheapest by far on Fandango at Home. What used to be Voodoo is now Fandango at Home, and it was only $1.99. And love that found footage.
Yes.
So I said, let's do it. And we watched it, so let's talk about it. Puzzle Box. This is about sisters, and they are going to a house that they've rented kind of out in the middle of nowhere to get one of the sisters to quit drugs. She's going to rehabilitate herself. She's going to go cold turkey, very similar to the premise of the Evil Dead film from 2013.
Yes.
And so they get there, and once they get in the house, let's just say it's hard to get out of the house.
Hard to leave.
So, I think if you look at the IMDb, I did really quick just to see like where it was, if it had a decent rating or whatever. Like literally the first line of the synopsis tells you exactly what this movie is. And so I knew going in, Kaylee didn't. I'll keep that secret for the moment, but at the end I'll reveal what that is to sell you on it if you're not sold. This is definitely one of the more unique found footage films I've watched in a while, which I really appreciated.
Yes.
There's things about this that I loved. There's things about this that I really enjoyed, and there's things about this I didn't care for. But overall, I definitely recommend it to found footage fans for sure.
Yeah, same.
What did you think?
Yeah, I thought this was really cool. This is like one of those movies that we always talk about, like all you need is a great script, and like for a low budget found footage film, I think there's a lot of really cool stuff that's done with this. It's very creative and kind of like making the most of just a limited budget and a great idea.
Yeah.
I think it's actually really scary, very nightmarish, and I really love the performances from the sisters that we get in this. And yeah, I just thought it was really cool. Great location, really good location too.
Yeah. This might be part of the intention towards that nightmare quality that you had talked about, but there is such a repetitious nature to this film in the middle and towards the end that I actually found that to be grating. But once again, that could be intentional. I know that they have a limited budget. They're using it to the best of their abilities, but I think that there is another way to do this, because like so the movie's about an hour and 13 minutes, and I would say like at least 45 minutes of that, which is over half the film, is done in night vision, and a lot of it is like running around in the house, not really filming much except for somebody who's screaming a whole lot, which can get very
repetitive, like you said,
as I said. But it's just how okay, I'll say this: I watch a lot of found footage, a lot, and I'm not 100% sure this is what did it, but I'm pretty sure it is. I got a little nauseous. And I never get nauseous watching these things anymore. I got nauseous as hell watching Blair Witch in the theater, but I think that was up on the big screen. And I actually was sitting here thinking about it, like, when's the last time I got nauseous? And I've seen a lot of found footage films in the theater. Honestly, can't remember the last time a found footage film was released in theaters, though. It's been quite a little while. I'm trying to remember the last one, but it doesn't matter. I haven't been nauseous. Maybe Cloverfield made me a little nauseous because I saw it on the big screen, but this one was definitely giving me a little bit of nausea from all of the like crazy camera movement. And I don't know. I thought the performances were great. I just really wish that we had done a little variation
Mm.
in that middle
I think that's
part.
fair. Yeah.
I think that would have helped the film a lot
Yeah.
because you can't see a whole lot of what's going on. Now, the film utilizes editing techniques as its kind of stand in for its budget, which is the cleverness of it
Yes.
and something that, we've done in something that we've made. And I would love to make a film like this. I've talked about it. We've watched certain films like it recently,
Mm.
actually. This one does it. This one does it well.
Yes.
It's just, I don't know. As I said, repetitious. I don't mean to be repetitious myself, but if we could have filled that thing in, the film is also just like obviously like a big metaphor, and I think there's a decent amount to dissect here and to
Yes.
talk about. So I think that's cool.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, I think it feels like a pretty personal film,
Mhm.
which is always nice to see. But I agree with you. I think like having maybe some more variety in the middle part of the film would have uh, been an interesting, and maybe benefited it a bit. But yeah, otherwise though, I think it's really cool. Definitely one that we would recommend to found footage fans to watch as like a pretty fun little like hidden gem.
I guess since we're nearing the end now, I can divulge what the other premise or the main premise of the film is for anyone who wants to know before they make the decision. The house that they are in, hence the title Puzzle Box, becomes like a puzzle box in the sense that every time they walk through a door, they walk back in through the house in a different area than that doorway would, of course,
Right.
lead, and they can't get out of the house. So you try to go out the front door and you end up in the bedroom. You go through the bedroom and you end up in the bathroom, whatever.
Yeah. There's a lot
That
of
kind of stuff is great. I mean, I'm
yeah,
a big fan of doorways leading to other places,
me
right?
too.
Hostile Dimensions recently was a film that we
Hmm.
watched that did this. We watched another one just recently that also did
Well, we
this.
watched Doors, which was right. That's the like three-part
Oh, right, Doors.
YouTube.
Correct. Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah,
little short horror,
which was great
which
too.
we reviewed on here as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, it's just a great concept. It's very scary
And
in
it's a great
general.
way to, I think the first film to really do this super well, to utilize such a small budget to make it feel endless, like you have an unlimited set, is Cube.
Ah,
Right?
yes, yeah.
Cube was brilliant in this context where they built one single room that was a set, and all they did was change the lighting
Yeah,
in the panels. They probably just put different colors of lights in the panels and just flipped the switch of which one. So every time they went from one room to the next, it felt like they were in 10,000 rooms in the
yeah.
film when they were literally just in the same room throughout the entire filming process. And I love that kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff that gets me excited as a no budget filmmaker wannabe. So these kinds of films are always inspiring, and I think they do a good job. I think that their framework of the rehab thing, while it's been done quite a few times now, I think it's a really good uh, it's a really good premise to deal with. You know, the fact that you push harder to stay, and that you would look past certain behaviors,
Yes.
stuff like
Yeah.
that. And I also liked that, even though maybe it doesn't perfectly work throughout the entire film, because anytime you watch a movie like this, you always do have to question, like, why the hell are they still
Right.
filming? But I think they do a decent enough job at that. They
I
do
do too.
address it.
Yeah.
She just wants to
It's
keep it.
explained,
Yeah, I don't
which
need to
is
say what it
great.
is,
Yeah,
but
I think it's a good reason and it makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a scene at the end, before the end, like the real end. And I'd have to watch it again to see the ending, and because I feel like I have some comparisons I want to do on that,
Mm.
but to see if I'm right on something from earlier in the film. But right before that, there's a last interaction between characters, and the way that they're acting is is odd and off-putting and everything like it's supposed to, but I'm not 100% sure what is exactly happening there
Mm.
because of the rest of the film.
Mm.
I'm not sure everything works. If I watched it again, maybe I'd have a different feel on it, but I'm not sure that worked exactly. And this is where I'm
Mm.
saying there's things about it that I am nitpicky on or I don't like, and I feel like we could change the little things, but overall I am a fan.
Yeah.
Overall I do recommend it. I think that, you know, for $2,
Well,
and
yeah, definitely.
I definitely think that's worth it, for sure. And I want to support indie horror like this always.
Yes.
Um, so anyway, I'll just keep my nitpicks to myself, but I want to hear what you guys think.
Yeah.
And is there any other 2024 horror film or found footage, more specifically, that you guys have seen that you really enjoyed, that you think we would enjoy, that we have not covered on the channel? I know that's probably going to be a tall order since we've covered like
Covered a lot.
280 2024 horror films this year. But if it's there, let us know. And
Please do.
yeah. So, anything more, Grogs? What you thinks?
No.
No, he's ready for bed.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't want to loop no more, Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. We'll see you in the comments. Thanks to Bristol 1312 for the recommendation. That was cool. That was not on our radar at all. I never
Yeah.
heard of this thing. I don't know if I would have anytime soon. So this is a cool 2024 found footage recommendation that turned out pretty damn good, and actually was pretty scary to Kaylee,
Yeah.
and had some good metaphors and substance to it. So, and great performances. Very very natural between the
Yes.
two women. I don't know if they're actually sisters or not, but I
Mm.
felt like their chemistry felt sisterly.
Yes, I
So
agree.
very solid by them.
Yeah.
That's that.
All
All right.
right.
See you in the comments. Bye.
Bye.